Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Love Kind Good. On this channel, I mostly just give you kind of a weekly update, things that have come up, things that I'm working through, ideas, thoughts, feelings, and I'm sharing this one because there have been times in my life when I have been lonely, sad, and sometimes I didn't feel like there were a lot of people going through similar situations or similar things, and I kind of felt alone. And so I decided to start sharing weekly, one, to kind of force myself to stay out of my comfort zone. Sharing with you all is it's not comfortable, to be honest. I'm doing this out of a place of vulnerability. And I'm doing it because I know that by sharing my story with you, there will be something that resonates with someone. And my hope is that that one person doesn't feel alone in that one moment. I don't exactly know the direction that this channel or this topic or this, this process is doing, or I don't know where it's going to go or what to do with it. But I just kind of felt moved to continue to do it. A lot of things have been happening over this last couple weeks. We had the full moon lunar eclipse on March 13th into 14th, something like that. So a couple weeks ago. And I released a lot of stuff during that time period. And I tried to release like that judgment on myself, the self-criticism. I'm really bad about that. I always try to appear confident, but that's not always the case. Sometimes I'm scared, I'm nervous, and I don't know what's happening sometimes. And that unknown is that's a place of fear. It's a fearful place to be. So with all that being said, this week, we started with the full moon lunar eclipse a couple weeks ago. And the last video I talked about the closure letter to my ex, which was a powerful tool that I used to kind of release that relationship and release the kind of get out on paper how I was feeling about it. I talked about it that a lot of feelings of anger and madness came up. It's been so beautiful to release that. I didn't do anything with it. So this week, we're leading up to today, which is a new moon solar eclipse. And this actually closes out this eclipse season, the last 2 weeks. And this has actually been one of the more powerful ones that we've had. And I don't know if you guys know, but these eclipses, there's been a series of them, and they started in 2023. And I can tell you that I am not the same person from 2023. I have done a lot of work on myself. Like it's actually been very crazy to think of where I am today compared to where I was then. Then I was afraid to speak up for myself. I was in a comfort zone, and I felt like if I rocked the boat, then people would leave me, or I would lose the things that I had. So it was a very lonely and fearful place to be. In the end, I shouldn't say I lost everything. It feels like I've lost everything because I literally have lost the old Josh, the old person that I used to be. And I am in love with this new version of myself. I have found a lot of self-confidence over this journey. I've been doing a lot of traveling solo, and that is eye-opening because while I travel, I'm the only person that I have to answer to. And being single now, I'm still the only person that I have to answer to. But this week, leading up to today, just a lot of stuff has been coming up. I don't know if you... I think I've mentioned it on here, but I started a job with a local nonprofit like a couple months ago at the beginning of February, I think. And it was a rewarding job. So I came away with a few lessons from that job. And I'll just go ahead and get this out. I quit my job, but I'll explain that. But I came away with a few lessons from that job. I learned a lot about humility. I learned a lot about showing compassion and empathy for other people, especially people less fortunate than me. I'm very grateful that I have resources and means that a lot of people don't. And to be honest with you, I'm very grateful for that. I know someone who has a saying. She frequently says, "I don't want what you have because I don't know what you had to go through to get it." And that statement has come up this week because me and my friend, we have both kind of been processing some big trauma from our earlier years, and that's taken an emotional toll this week. And also it's allergy season here, so everything is covered in yellow and just, sinus pressure, head. It's been one of those weeks. And, this eclipse season has basically taken everything and just been like, oh yeah, you didn't know you had that? Well, let me show you. And yesterday, there was some miscommunication, let's say, between what my direct manager and some of the management of the organization I worked for. And I was following direction directly from my manager, who was actually out of the office, and because I was out on Thursday. And so it caused a little bit of a miscommunication, and that upper management reached out to me and began questioning me and some of the actions I had taken on Friday. And, and instead of having an adult conversation or getting to the point, this is why we're calling, it was an accusatory kind of conversation, and they have every right to question what I'm doing and, things like that. It's their organization. But honestly, it just, it didn't sit well with me, and there were some other factors. And so this was kind of that last straw. And you know what? There was a part of me that thought are you overreacting by quitting? And to be honest with you, there probably was an element of overreaction. However, I know my value, I know my work ethic, and I don't need to subject myself to questioning that I felt was a little off-putting. Let's just say that. So anyway, I just ended up just quitting. I've only been there for not even 60 days. And so, and the type of work that it is, it's not like a notice type of job. And it just, giving a notice just didn't seem relevant. And to be honest, I've never actually quit a job like that with no notice. And it was a little empowering, if I'm going to be truthful. It actually felt good. And I hate to say it like that because I'm so giddy to have all my time back. So my ex and I, we retired a few years ago, and it was a reclamation of our time. And I realized over this period of time how important and valuable having that time is. And so it shifts my plans a little bit. I didn't anticipate doing that yesterday. But the stuff that came up on Wednesday, and then processing it into Thursday, and also not feeling well, and then that conversation, I was just yeah, we're just doing this. There are some other things going on in the background that I mentioned in another video that I'm not quite ready to talk about. But yeah, so there's some things in the works, and they're exciting. And I think everybody's gonna enjoy following along for those. So so the eclipse season, everybody says to rest and take it easy, don't make any big decisions, and and there is some truth to that, because I have noticed being kind of tired, fatigued, emotionally drained, and then with spring that just came on the 21st, it was kind of like everything just sped up, and I did this, everything just went and kind of fun and exciting, and you know what, to be honest, I am not even like the least bit like sad or like I don't know what the word is for it, but like sad or I don't know why I can't think of that word. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm not sad about like leaving that job at all. In fact, there's a lot of excitement that's building within me about this, because it's almost like the universe kind of just aligned all this stuff for me. And so that way, it just kind of cleared the path. It realigned me. I feel good. The job was helping people less fortunate than me, like chronically homeless and some mental illnesses. And it was just emotionally draining and taxing. And so I did some practices, I did a meditation, I've done some clearing, a lot of meditation, but like a lot of like grounding meditation. I've tried to stay clear of the manifesting meditations just in this time period, 'cause, I guess because we're in the portal. And I just wanted to kind of close that out. And it's so funny that like I woke up this morning and the portal, or the maximum solar eclipse, was at like 6:40, let's just say 7 o'clock this morning. And I woke up and I was like, oh yes, we made it through. And made it through unscathed. But also during this last week, on top of processing all that, I have been in communication with my ex, and we kind of just started chatting about like, what does next look like for us? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are your plans? And like, how are you feeling? And, we talked for like an hour and a half one day, and we strategized. He asked about like, what do you think about this idea and that idea? And that was our strength as a couple. Like, we were a powerhouse when it came to making plans and executing those plans. Like, I'm the initiator. We're both kind of dreamers. He's a Pisces, I'm a Cancer, so we're both kind of dreamers. I'm the initiator. He typically always finished what I would start, which was a good balance. But like, we having that conversation, like, I started like fantasizing about like, can we get back together? Can we make it work? And I've done so much work on myself, and I'm not saying that he hasn't done a lot of work, but when I speak with him and I hear certain things, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, but like, and I don't say this to him, but I'm just like, I'm kind of sad, because I missed that aspect of our relationship. But towards the end, I felt, emotionally neglected, and it's not his fault necessarily, and it's not my fault necessarily. It's just that's where the relationship ended, and so anyways, and so it was this like weird like moment in time, and I was just questioning that, and I was going through all these other changes. I was processing some other stuff, and man, it was just an energetically intense week. Let's just say it like that. And then today, I just feel so much lighter. I like I mentioned earlier, I like released all this stuff through the full moon solar lunar eclipse, and it just really felt freeing. And now I feel that I'm in a place where I can begin to move on. I met with my therapist on Wednesday as well, and so we worked through the letter and that conversation, And, it feels good to begin to move on towards what is going to be next. What do I want my life to look like? I'll probably be going down to Mexico here shortly. We have a house down there that we're going to be selling, and it's under contract. So hopefully we'll get a closing date soon. And I'm hoping to go down there and spend some time before it actually closes. But I don't know what that looks like yet. I emailed our attorney down there. And so, yeah, so at this point, I'm just kind of taking a step back, and I'm not making any plans. I think I just want to decompress for a minute and kind of like reprocess. I feel like writing that letter last week was kind of like that final, like, kind of push to process the closure of the relationship. And now I feel like I have this opportunity without working and without some other things in my life, that I have this ability. I'm not in a relationship or anything like that right now. And so I have this like ability to kind of reprocess, reprogram, reset, and figure out like, where do I want to go next? What do I want next to look like? I have this house in Charlotte, and there, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with it yet. I've just not thought about that, or I've just not figured that out, I guess I should say. I've definitely thought about it, always thinking about it. Yeah, so I'm just going to take this time, relax, focus on my health, my spirituality, my practices, and regain some of that, some of that wisdom, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. But I guess the whole point of this video this week is that this has been a truly magical week. Hard work done, lots of tears. People don't show that kind of stuff on YouTube, like crying and processing, and maybe I need to start filming it. I don't know. It's not natural for me to just pick up a camera when I'm having emotions. But maybe I need to start thinking about that if I want to be authentic and share my true self, which I already told you guys was not natural for me. And seeking that kind of vulnerability is uncomfortable. But, we don't grow unless we're uncomfortable. So with that, I'm going to end this week's video. I don't know whether next week's video is going to be filmed from Mexico or I'll still be here. I'm not in a hurry to get to Mexico, but it would be nice to sit by the pool. So thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. And until next week, you all take care. Bye.